What if I told you that the food you've been eating for breakfast every morning, the same food your doctor recommended for better health, is actually working against your body in ways you never imagined? What if this seemingly healthy choice is quietly damaging your gut, spiking your blood sugar higher than table sugar, and keeping you trapped in a cycle of cravings that make weight loss nearly impossible? Before we dive deeper into this eye-opening information, I'd love to know where you're watching from today. Drop a comment below and let me know your city or country. And if you find this information valuable, please hit that like button and subscribe to stay updated with more health insights that could change your life. The truth about whole wheat bread is something the food industry doesn't want you to know. For decades, we've been told that whole grains are the foundation of a healthy diet. The government food pyramid placed them at the base, suggesting we should eat 6 to 11 servings daily. Doctors recommend whole wheat bread over white bread. Nutritionists praise its fiber content. Marketing campaigns have convinced us that brown equals healthy. But here's what's really happening inside your body when you eat that morning toast or afternoon sandwich. Within minutes of taking your first bite, your digestive system begins breaking down the wheat into glucose molecules. This process happens so rapidly that whole wheat bread actually raises your blood sugar faster than eating pure table sugar. Let that sink in for a moment. The bread you thought was protecting your health is creating the same metabolic chaos as candy. Dr. Mindy Pelz, a renowned functional medicine practitioner who has helped thousands of people reclaim their health, discovered this shocking truth through years of clinical observation and research. She noticed that her patients who eliminated wheat from their diets experienced dramatic improvements in energy, weight loss, digestive health, and overall well-being. These weren't isolated cases. This was a consistent pattern that couldn't be ignored. The problem starts with modern wheat itself. The wheat we eat today bears little resemblance to the wheat our grandparents consumed. Through decades of genetic modification and industrial processing, today's wheat contains significantly higher levels of gluten proteins and inflammatory compounds. The wheat plant has been bred for higher yields and pest resistance, not for human health. This modern wheat is harder to digest, more inflammatory, and more likely to trigger immune responses in the body. When you eat whole wheat bread, you're not just consuming wheat. You're ingesting a complex mixture of proteins, starches, and chemical compounds that your body struggles to process. The most problematic of these is gliadin, a protein component of gluten that has the ability to increase intestinal permeability. In simple terms, gliadin makes your gut lining more porous, allowing partially digested food particles, toxins, and bacteria to leak into your bloodstream. This condition, known as leaky gut syndrome, triggers an immune response throughout your body. Your immune system, designed to protect you from foreign invaders, begins attacking these leaked particles. But here's where it gets dangerous. Some of these particles closely resemble your own body tissues. Your confused immune system starts attacking healthy cells, leading to autoimmune conditions, chronic inflammation, and a host of mysterious health problems that conventional medicine struggles to explain. The inflammatory response caused by wheat consumption doesn't just affect your gut, it creates systemic inflammation throughout your entire body. This chronic low-grade inflammation is now recognized as the root cause of most modern diseases, including heart disease, diabetes, arthritis, and even Alzheimer's disease. Every time you eat wheat, you're feeding this inflammatory fire. Consider what happens to your blood sugar when you eat whole wheat bread. Despite marketing claims about fiber-slowing sugar absorption, whole wheat bread has a glycemic index of 71, compared to table sugar's glycemic index of 65. This means wheat bread raises your blood sugar faster and higher than pure sugar. When your blood sugar spikes rapidly, your pancreas responds by releasing large amounts of insulin to bring it back down. This insulin surge serves multiple purposes, none of them good for your health. First, insulin is your body's primary fat storage hormone. When insulin levels are high, your body is in fat storage mode, making weight loss virtually impossible. Second, these repeated insulin spikes lead to insulin resistance, where your cells become less responsive to insulin signals. This is the pathway to type 2 diabetes, a condition that affects millions of people worldwide. But the blood sugar roller coaster doesn't stop there. After the initial spike in insulin response, your blood sugar crashes below normal levels. This crash triggers intense cravings for more carbohydrates, creating a vicious cycle of eating, spiking, crashing, and craving that keeps you trapped in a pattern of overeating and weight gain. Dr. Pelz observed this pattern repeatedly in her practice. Patients would come to her frustrated by their inability to lose weight, despite following conventional dietary advice. They were eating whole grains, limiting fats, and exercising regularly, yet their weight continued to climb. Their energy levels were inconsistent. They experienced afternoon crashes, and they battled constant food cravings. The transformation that occurred when these patients eliminated wheat from their diets was remarkable. Within days, many reported increased energy and reduced cravings. Within weeks, they began losing weight effortlessly. Their digestive issues improved, their skin cleared up, and their mental clarity increased. Joint pain that had plagued them for years began to diminish. Sleep quality improved, and mood swings became less frequent. One of Dr. Pelz's patients, a 58-year-old woman named Sarah, had struggled with weight gain and fatigue for over a decade. Despite following her doctor's advice to eat more whole grains and exercise regularly, her weight continued to increase. She experienced daily afternoon energy crashes that left her reaching for sugary snacks. Her joints ached constantly, and she had developed digestive issues that seemed to worsen over time. Within 2 weeks of eliminating wheat from her diet, Sarah noticed significant changes. Her energy levels stabilized throughout the day. The afternoon crashes disappeared, her joint pain began to subside, and her digestive issues improved dramatically. Over the following months, she lost 35 pounds without counting calories or restricting portions. She simply eliminated the food that was working against her body's natural healing mechanisms. Sarah's story isn't unique. It's representative of thousands of people who have discovered the hidden connection between wheat consumption and their health problems. The challenge is that this information contradicts everything we've been taught about healthy eating. We've been conditioned to believe that whole grains are essential for good health, that fiber is always beneficial, and that complex carbohydrates are superior to simple sugars. The truth is more nuanced. While some forms of fiber are beneficial, the fiber in wheat comes packaged with inflammatory proteins and compounds that can cause more harm than good. The phytic acid in wheat binds to important minerals like zinc, iron, and magnesium, preventing your body from absorbing them effectively. This can lead to mineral deficiencies even when you're eating what appears to be a nutrient-rich diet. Wheat also contains compounds called wheat germ agglutinin, or WGA, which are natural pesticides produced by the wheat plant to protect itself from insects and fungi. These compounds don't distinguish between harmful pests and human digestive systems. When you consume wheat, these natural pesticides can damage the lining of your intestines, disrupt your gut bacteria, and interfere with important cellular processes throughout your body. The modern processing methods used to create whole wheat bread make these problems even worse. Commercial bread production involves high-speed mixing, chemical dough conditioners, preservatives, and other additives that further compromise the nutritional value and increase the inflammatory potential of the final product. The bread that sits on grocery store shelves for weeks without spoiling is a far cry from the simple bread our ancestors made from freshly ground grain. Understanding this information can be overwhelming. especially when wheat products are so deeply embedded in our food culture. Bread is often called the staff of life. It's present at nearly every meal, from morning toast to sandwich lunches to dinner rolls. Social gatherings revolve around pizza, pasta, and baked goods. The thought of eliminating wheat can feel impossible or socially isolating. But consider the alternative. Continue eating foods that work against your body's natural healing mechanisms, that spike your blood sugar, trigger inflammation, and keep you trapped in cycles of cravings and weight gain. The temporary pleasure of eating wheat-based foods isn't worth the long-term consequences to your health and well-being. Dr. Pelz emphasizes that eliminating wheat doesn't mean eliminating all carbohydrates or living a life of deprivation. There are many nutrient-dense, satisfying alternatives that can provide energy without the negative metabolic effects of wheat. Sweet potatoes, for example, provide complex carbohydrates along with vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants. They digest more slowly, providing steady energy without dramatic blood sugar spikes. Vegetables like butternut squash, beets, and carrots can satisfy cravings for something hearty and substantial. Fruits provide natural sweetness along with fiber, vitamins, and phytonutrients that support health rather than undermining it. These whole food sources of carbohydrates work with your body's natural processes rather than against them. The key is understanding that not all carbohydrates are created equal. The carbohydrates in whole wheat bread have been processed and concentrated in ways that make them behave more like sugar in your body. The carbohydrates in whole foods come packaged with nutrients, water, and fiber in proportions that your body can handle effectively. When you eliminate wheat from your diet, you're not just removing a problematic food. You're creating space for more nutritious options. Instead of a wheat-based breakfast that spikes your blood sugar and leaves you hungry an hour later, you might choose eggs with vegetables, which provide steady energy and essential nutrients that support your body's healing processes. The protein in eggs helps stabilize blood sugar, while the healthy fats support hormone production and brain function. The vegetables provide vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants that protect against disease and support cellular repair. This combination works synergistically to nourish your body rather than stressing it. Many people worry about getting enough fiber without wheat products, but the most beneficial forms of fiber come from vegetables, fruits, nuts, and seeds. These sources provide fiber, along with other important nutrients, without the inflammatory proteins and compounds found in wheat. Broccoli, Brussels sprouts, avocados, and berries are all excellent sources of fiber that support digestive health without causing the problems associated with wheat consumption. The transition away from wheat-based foods can take some adjustment, both physically and mentally. Your taste buds have been conditioned to expect certain flavors and textures. Your brain has formed strong associations between wheat-based foods and comfort, celebration, and satisfaction. These patterns can be changed, but it requires patience and commitment. Dr. Pelz recommends focusing on what you can eat rather than what you can't. Fill your plate with colorful vegetables, high-quality proteins, healthy fats, and naturally sweet fruits. Experiment with new recipes and cooking methods. Discover the satisfaction that comes from eating foods that truly nourish your body. Many people are surprised to find that their taste preferences change once they eliminate wheat from their diets. Foods that once seemed bland or unsatisfying become more appealing. Natural sweetness in fruits becomes more noticeable. The subtle flavors in vegetables become more pronounced. Your palate, no longer overwhelmed by the intense flavors and textures of processed wheat products, becomes more sensitive to the nuances of whole foods. The physical changes that occur when you eliminate wheat can be equally surprising. Many people experience what's called the wheat withdrawal period, where they may feel tired, irritable, or experience cravings for a few days to a week. This is actually a positive sign that your body is adjusting to burning fat for fuel instead of relying on the constant glucose spikes from wheat consumption. Once this adjustment period passes, most people report feeling better than they have in years. Energy levels become more stable throughout the day, mental clarity improves, digestive issues that may have been present for years begin to resolve. Joint pain and inflammation decrease noticeably, sleep quality often improves, and mood becomes more stable. These improvements aren't coincidental. They're the natural result of removing a major source of inflammation and metabolic stress from your diet. Your body has a remarkable ability to heal itself when given the right conditions. Eliminating wheat creates those conditions for many people. The weight loss that often accompanies wheat elimination isn't just about calories. It's about changing the hormonal environment in your body. When you stop consuming foods that spike insulin repeatedly throughout the day, your body can access stored fat for energy. The constant fat storage signal from high insulin levels is removed, allowing your natural fat-burning mechanisms to function properly. This type of weight loss is different from the weight loss achieved through calorie restriction alone. It's sustainable because it works with your body's natural processes rather than against them. You're not fighting constant hunger and cravings. You're not forcing your body into starvation mode. You're simply removing the food that was preventing your body from functioning optimally. Dr. Pelz has observed that people who eliminate wheat often lose weight in areas where they've struggled for years. Belly fat, which is particularly stubborn and dangerous from a health perspective, often begins to decrease within weeks. This visceral fat is closely linked to insulin resistance and inflammation, so its reduction is a sign that these underlying issues are improving. The improvements in digestive health that many people experience when eliminating wheat can be life-changing. Bloating, gas, cramping, and irregular bowel movements that may have been accepted as normal often resolve completely. The gut lining begins to heal from the damage caused by inflammatory wheat proteins. The balance of bacteria in the digestive system improves, supporting better overall health. Your gut health affects far more than just digestion. The gut is often called the second brain because of its extensive connection to the nervous system. An unhealthy gut can contribute to anxiety, depression, and brain fog. When gut health improves, mental clarity and emotional stability often improve as well. The immune system is also heavily concentrated in the gut. When you heal your digestive system by eliminating wheat, you're supporting your entire immune system. This can lead to fewer colds and infections, reduced allergy symptoms, and better overall resistance to illness. Many people are concerned about the social aspects of eliminating wheat from their diets. Our culture revolves around shared meals, and many of these meals center around wheat-based foods. The key is planning ahead and communicating your needs clearly. Most people are understanding when you explain that certain foods don't make you feel well. When dining out, focus on restaurants that offer grilled meats, fresh salads, and vegetable sides. Many cuisines naturally emphasize these foods. Mexican restaurants offer grilled meats and vegetables without the tortillas. Italian restaurants often have excellent salads and grilled proteins. Asian cuisines frequently feature stir-fried vegetables and proteins that can be enjoyed without rice or noodles. At social gatherings, consider bringing a dish that you can enjoy and that others will appreciate as well. A colorful salad, grilled vegetables, or fruit platter can be both delicious and inclusive. Most hosts are happy to accommodate dietary needs when given advance notice. The key is not to make your dietary choices the focus of social situations. Eat what works for your body, enjoy the conversation and company, and don't feel the need to explain or justify your choices unless asked directly. Many people find that once they've experienced the benefits of eliminating wheat, they have no desire to return to their old eating patterns. The temporary pleasure of eating wheat-based foods pales in comparison to feeling energetic, healthy, and vibrant every day. This isn't about perfection or never enjoying special occasions. It's about making choices that support your long-term health and well-being. Some people choose to eliminate wheat completely, while others may occasionally include small amounts. For special occasions, the key is being aware of how these foods affect your body and making conscious choices based on that awareness. Dr. Pelz emphasizes the importance of listening to your body throughout this process. Everyone's tolerance for different foods varies. Some people may find they can tolerate small amounts of properly prepared ancient grains occasionally, while others feel best with complete avoidance. The goal is finding what works best for your individual body and health goals. The process of eliminating wheat from your diet can also be an opportunity to explore new foods and cooking methods. Many people discover vegetables they've never tried, experiment with different protein sources, and learn to appreciate the natural flavors of whole foods. This exploration can make eating more interesting and enjoyable rather than restrictive. Consider the long-term implications of continuing to consume foods that work against your body's natural healing mechanisms. Every meal is an opportunity to either support your health or undermine it. The daily choice to eat wheat-based foods may seem insignificant, but the cumulative effect over months and years can be profound. The inflammation caused by wheat consumption doesn't just disappear when you stop eating. It can take months or even years to fully resolve, depending on how long you've been consuming these foods and how sensitive your body is to their effects. The sooner you eliminate the source of inflammation, the sooner your body can begin the healing process. Many chronic health conditions that are now considered normal parts of aging may actually be the result of decades of consuming inflammatory foods. Arthritis, heart disease, diabetes, and even cognitive decline have all been linked to chronic inflammation. While genetics play a role in these conditions, lifestyle factors including diet have a much larger impact than most people realize. The information about wheat's effects on health isn't new, but it's often overshadowed by industry interests and conventional dietary recommendations that haven't kept pace with current research. The food industry spends billions of dollars marketing wheat-based products as healthy choices. Government dietary guidelines are influenced by agricultural interests as much as health concerns. Taking control of your health means making informed decisions based on how foods actually affect your body, not on marketing messages or outdated recommendations. Your body's response to different foods is the most reliable guide to what supports your health and what undermines it. The changes that occur when you eliminate wheat from your diet can serve as powerful motivation to continue making healthy choices in other areas of your life. When you experience firsthand how much better you can feel, it becomes easier to prioritize other aspects of health, like regular exercise, stress management, and adequate sleep. Many of Dr. Pelz's patients find that eliminating wheat creates a positive cascade of healthy changes in their lives. They have more energy for physical activity. They sleep better, which supports recovery and mental clarity. They feel more confident and motivated to tackle other health goals they may have been putting off. The economic benefits of eliminating wheat from your diet can also be significant. While high-quality whole foods may seem more expensive initially, the long-term savings in healthcare costs can be substantial. Preventing chronic diseases through dietary changes is far less expensive than treating them with medications and medical procedures. Many people also find that they eat less overall when they eliminate wheat from their diets. Without the blood, sugar roller coaster and constant cravings, natural appetite regulation returns. You eat when you're hungry and stop when you're satisfied, without the compulsive overeating that often accompanies wheat consumption. The environmental impact of reducing wheat consumption is another consideration. Industrial wheat production relies heavily on chemical fertilizers, pesticides, and herbicides that can harm soil health and water quality. By choosing a variety of whole foods instead of concentrating on wheat-based products, you're supporting more diverse and sustainable agricultural practices. Understanding the hidden dangers of whole wheat bread is just the beginning of taking control of your health. The knowledge becomes powerful only when combined with action. Start by paying attention to how you feel after eating wheat-based foods. Notice your energy levels, mood, digestive comfort, and cravings in the hours following wheat consumption. Keep a simple food and symptom journal for a week or two. Record what you eat and how you feel throughout the day. Look for patterns between wheat consumption and symptoms like fatigue, brain fog, bloating, or joint pain. This personal data will be more convincing than any external authority telling you what's healthy. Consider conducting your own experiment by eliminating wheat for 30 days and observing the changes in your body and mind. This isn't a permanent commitment, just a trial period to gather information about how these foods affect you personally. Many people are surprised by the improvements they experience in just a few weeks. If you decide to eliminate wheat from your diet, do so gradually if needed. Start by replacing one wheat-based meal per day with whole food alternatives. Focus on adding nutritious foods rather than just removing problematic ones. This positive approach makes the transition easier and more sustainable. Remember that this information about wheat's hidden dangers isn't meant to create fear or anxiety about food. It's meant to empower you with knowledge so you can make informed choices about your health. Food should nourish and energize you, not cause inflammation and metabolic dysfunction. The goal isn't to achieve perfect health through diet alone, but to remove major obstacles to your body's natural healing processes. When you stop consuming foods that work against your health, you create space for your body to function optimally and for other healthy lifestyle choices to have maximum impact. Your health is your most valuable asset, and you have more control over it than you may realize. The simple act of choosing foods that support rather than undermine your body's natural processes can have profound effects on how you feel today and your health trajectory for years to come. The hidden dangers of whole wheat bread represent just one piece of the larger puzzle of optimal health, but it's a significant piece that affects millions of people every day. By understanding these dangers and taking appropriate action, you're taking a crucial step toward reclaiming your health and vitality. Dr. Mindy Pelz's insights about wheat have helped thousands of people transform their health by eliminating a single problematic food from their diets. The simplicity of this approach is part of its power. You don't need expensive supplements, complicated meal plans, or extreme exercise routines. You simply need to stop eating foods that work against your body's natural healing mechanisms. The choice is yours. You can continue eating whole wheat bread and accept the hidden consequences to your health, or you can experiment with eliminating it and discover how much better you can feel. Your body has been trying to tell you something through symptoms like fatigue, cravings, digestive issues, and stubborn weight gain. Perhaps it's time to listen. Thank you for taking the time to learn about this important health information. If you found this content valuable, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel for more insights that could transform your health. Share this information with others who might benefit from understanding the hidden dangers of foods they've been told are healthy. Your health journey starts with a single informed decision, and eliminating wheat from your diet could be the decision that changes everything.